Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. Welcome back to Valorant News, and the drama and the fallout has continued from T1's disqualification a couple of days ago in the North American qualifier. They've suspended their coach, but other ways of cheating have been determined by Riot, and they're also going to take action against these issues. Very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, it's the best thing you can do. Top this channel reach new people, and please subscribe as well if you haven't already. Loads of new subs the last several days, rocketing towards 8k. Just love to see it. First of all, the guards. We know they qualified, right, for the 2020, the NA, the Challenges, right, in the North American side, and they did really well. Trent was kind of a revelation for them. He had some crazy clutches, some crazy spray transfers at that, and of course, I guess he was in a trial period. Now they were obviously not gonna shy away from bringing him onto the starting roster permanently. So that, we believe, is what is going to be happening on that front. This also on Icebox. There has been some significant changes discovered in the game files that kind of with Act 2 or whatever it is going to be coming in relatively soon. They're making some moves. B bomb site, especially on the outside of things. This yellow crate may be disappearing and being replaced by these boxes. So certainly seems like an interesting change to me. A few other things going down as well. There is a video, I believe, that Foxay put on YouTube that breaks down all the changes across the entire map, but there were a couple of other things to mention. So this box as well right here seems to be making some changes as well. Some things I think are disappearing on the outside of things here, like at this box, for example, but still I think they might still be there. Like this kind of representation in the game files isn't 100% accurate of what it's going to be seeing like in real life, but this seems like a big upgrade from a lot of people's perspective. This also on the pipes, right, where it kind of used to be a double way head glitch type thing, but it seems like the defender side has been raised up, so that maybe if a CT or if a defender is standing here, more of them is exposed, and then potentially the offense can't actually use this to the same ability that they used to. I'm not really sure what they're planning here, but still, these are some additional changes. It seems that Icebox may be happening, because a lot of people have said the meta on Icebox is a little bit stale, like I'm not the greatest map to watch, so it seems like they're going to try and make some changes to improve this map going forwards. Exciting stuff, most certainly. Let's dive into, once again then, this T1 drama, because this has been happening all the last couple of days. It's been kicking off all across the park. So, if you guys, just to catch you guys up on the story, T1 played TSM in a really important match in the losers bracket of the North American qualifier a couple of days ago. T1 won the first map very comfortably. They were up 6-1, I'm pretty sure, in the Icebox after that, and TSM looked like they were pretty much getting bowled over, and then we're going to go out of the tournament. But after the map won, Sabrosa was talking about that he saw the coach from the T1 side say something such as help sewers in the chat in the middle of the game. Of course, I guess the coach meant to put it in their own team chat, but instead it was actually put in the entire party chat, and for the entire lobby, and therefore it was seen. Riot investigated and decided to effectively disqualify T1 from this entire series, because the coach was effectively cheating, right? Because you're not allowed, if you're a coach, to give any information to your team inside the game itself. And it seemed like to a lot of people, in a way, they were effectively making an example of T1, because it seems to be an issue that could very much be pervading pretty much everywhere in Valorant right now. It seemed to be the case in the European qualifier, the EMEA qualifiers, the G2 situation with Pipson that we talked about. Nothing seems to have happened as a result of that. And you'd imagine that if T1's coach is doing it, that might be because he feels comfortable doing so, because maybe all the other coaches are as well. And that's the thing. Are they really dealing with this the appropriate way? Who knows? But anyway, this is what happens as a result, and further discussion on the matter we are going to dive into here. So basically, T1 come out and say, yes, we've completed a thorough review of the actions that took place this weekend during the Valorant Champions Tour Open Qualifier competition, and would like to express our regret for violating the rules and communicating outside of pauses. In response to this violation, T1 has proactively suspended head coach David Dennis for this weekend's Open Qualifier. Kind of an interesting way to say it, right? Proactively suspended makes it kind of sound like they thought this guy would do it again if then it's suspended right now. So yes, I guess proactively suspended the head coach. We'll have a look at his statement here in just a second. As a company, T1 takes pride in fostering a culture of integrity in both our players and coaches. Riot Games has thankfully permitted us to complete an Open Qualifiers too. We look forward to competing this weekend. So yes, they still have a chance here. In just a couple of days' time, things kick off once again, and they've got another chance to qualify. It's not going to be easy, right? There's a lot of good teams there, and who knows if T1 play TSM at some point. That would be monstrous if the bracket works out in that manner. This also from David Dennis, right, the head coach of T1 Valorant. He comes up with kind of a formal statement, making it clear that I regret my actions. I did not represent our players, T1, and our fans well, and I am sorry. But he goes on to kind of explain what he thinks right here, as he says, the communication logs show that all communication I had with players happened in between rounds or to a player who was already eliminated. Which, okay, that's interesting in itself, because I don't really see why this would excuse him in any way. Just because a player that's eliminated, if you're going to type something to them about what's happening, they could relay that to the rest of the team, right? So, the communication logs aren't exactly, they don't really paint him in a great light right here. This communication consisted of encouraging supportive statements and general reminders in general. The one exception to this was the help sewers call. There's, of of course, Wardell was talking about. There were no excuses for this. I can only say that I got caught up in the heat of the moment and did not think before I acted. I did not participate in the practice of watching the live stream during a match. We're going to talk about that here in just a second, or relaying any information to the players they did not already have. And, well, he goes on to say a couple of other things as well. So, yes, he's out of there. The T1 team get to go again. And, still, a lot of people are saying, okay, are T1 just a scapegoat here for what could well be a wider problem behind the scenes with a lot of these organizations? Now, I thought this is kind of funny from Steel, right? Because as he says, he was kind of giving, encouraging or supporting statements. And, Steel's like, yeah, this guy could have told me where they were, but instead he just told me the following. So, I guess just making light of the situation, still confident, I guess, that they're going to qualify through the second open qualifier. But yes, it's not going to be easy. And as Ye says, T1 coach didn't do anything wrong. This could have all been avoided if that player helped Sewers, right? If there was someone helping Sewers, this would never have happened. Now, this is George points out, I thought certainly potentially right on the money. Wonder how many teams just won't admit they also had a coach speaking to them either behind the scenes in like game chats that can't be determined, or actually typing in the game itself in team chat or TeamSpeak during the open qualifier. Like, how do you not know that someone's actually in TeamSpeak behind the scenes, which seemingly was going on with G2 and that Nuki and that Pipson clip that came out, that he was maybe in their call behind the scenes, could be IGLing them, could be saying anything that isn't allowed, that really Riot can't seem to deal with. It was only because the T1 coach was stupid and put it in all chats that we actually found out about this stuff. So, it seems ridiculous to believe T1 was the only one doing it. That's the thing, it might just be the regularity of this really with a lot of the coaches that this is happening with that made the T1 coach kind of think that maybe he could get away with it, right? And that's the thing, competitive integrity, maintaining it online is incredibly difficult to do. Now, well, this comes out as well, right? Because the fact of the matter is that the delays on the streams compared to actually the stream, the broadcast, compared to what the players are playing is not really all that great. So it's not out of the question that these coaches could just be watching the streams, determining the setups of the other teams and what they're seeing, and then just relaying that information straight back to the team in the game. Like, this is something that could well be happening. And, well, as Reed Johnson points out right here, the coach of Sonic's esports, he kind of asks in Discord about NSG, what's going on right here. It would be nice to have some clarity. Can coaches tune into the live broadcast during the official match? I know this practice is common with some teams and coaches, so that, the answer one way or another would help level the playing field. It's allowed in Winter Champs and currently allowed in the VCT. So, remarkable. Of course, like, it's so hard to police this anyway, but still, it's incredible that that's actually allowed. The coaches can just, fine, just watch the stream, get information on the other setups, relay it to your team in pauses or not in pauses if you want to, right? And just break the rules anyway, because it seems like everyone's doing it right now. There was then a follow-up to this, as George says, coaches and players are now prohibited from watching the official broadcast of a match during the game. So Josie then comes out and says as well from the NSG side, to clarify, players and or coaches watching a match they're playing in for the VCT and NSG. After discussion with Riot Competitive Operations, during official matches, coaches may only watch the match from the perspective of the in-game coach's slot. They are prohibited from watching live broadcasts, as that provides additional information on the behavior of the opposing team beyond what is visible from the POV of the coach's team. Coaches are prohibited from watching the live broadcast, as they are the only party who is allowed to communicate with players during timeouts in a live match. Players within the match are prohibited from watching the live broadcast so long as their match is still in progress. The restrictions above will be added to the rules, etc, etc. So yes, they added rules in case for this that doesn't really seem like something that needs to be said, but yes, still, the coach isn't allowed to watch the live broadcast to get additional information on how the team is setting up and all this type of stuff. But still, you'd have thought, you would hope they wouldn't do this anyway. But even though it's now technically banned in the rules, they could still probably do it, right? Like, who's actually going to stop them? Who's going to know? Like, I guess they could trawl through who's actually watching the stream and see if any of the coaches are in there. Then again, they could just use burner accounts. Like, online competitive integrity is so hard to deal with. The one way potentially to deal with it is to add a much longer delay to the broadcast, but even then, it's not ideal, or pre-record the matches or whatever, I don't know. But it's far from ideal on any front, and therefore, these cheating issues, if they are cheating issues, which we imagine they are probably going to continue, and some teams are maybe going to think they can keep getting away with this, which maybe they can, right? So, remarkable scenes. Intriguing your thoughts in the comment section below. Just wanted to mention this real quick as well, because we kind of saw that TSM, for some reason, didn't seem to be competing in this kind of NSG qualifier, even though we thought, okay, they might need some decent practice ahead of, the second qualifier they're going to have to do particularly well in if they want to make it to North American Challenges. And as well, Governor says from the complexity side, 4-0 qualify for Winter Champs, GG to everyone. So yes, these are the teams that qualify. Version 1 built by gamers, Moon Raccoons that took down Ghost Gaming, Complexity, NRG, EG, Ambox, Zero Marksman, right? So NRG and Version 1, two teams that already qualified for the North American Challenges, but yes, these other teams are going to try and do so here in just a few days' time. And just a very nice clip here actually from Vanity on Split, where he uses Omen to pretty great effect, which is rarely seen, but very nicely done. Very much intrigued to your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit on the like button. Tell us the YouTube gods this is a good video, below. I just like you should see it as well, and help grow the competitive Valorant community. Thank you for watching as always, take care, and I will see you next time.